My first question is, how did all these things start your love affair with rock music?
Well, I started the same way everybody did when they first heard rock music. For me, it was just so different and so dangerous. I mean, when parents say to you, you can't do that, well, that's what I wanted to do, of course. I listened first to, I guess probably Elvis Presley was the first person that I heard who really excited me. And then, of course, the Beatles did the rest for me. So it was, as a kid, it was forbidden, so I loved it.
What difference do you find between Rainbow and Black Sabbath?
Oh, there was a great difference between the two bands. First start, Sabbath was a lot heavier band than Rainbow ever would have been. When I listen now to the old Rainbow things that we did, when I listen to them because we have to do some live, I realize they're so much more gentle than the music that came after than Sabbath music. Also, Rainbow music was a lot more musically involved than Sabbath music was. Sabbath music was a little bit more simplified. It wasn't easy music to play, but it was more simple. And Rainbow music, because of Ritchie, had always had a lot more of a classical edge to it, which I liked very much as well. But the differences were, I think, that one was a little bit more musically intricate, that's Rainbow, and more gentle, and Sabbath was a little bit more straight in your face and a hell of a lot harder.
Your band Elf, as much as I know, Roger Glover had produced a tour of your band Elf.
3 LPs, yeah.
3 LPs,
Mm-hmm.
and the tour in the States.
We did
As
many
much as
many tours with Purple. We did 8 tours with Purple, a couple world tours with Purple, and 8 or 9 altogether.
And were you influenced by some of these, or maybe all of these bands, when you formed your own band?
Well, certainly. Well, at that time, no. At that time, I had already done most of the things that I was about to do for the Dio band, because before it came Rainbow and Sabbath, and so Dio became much more of a combination of the two, of Rainbow and Sabbath. But for me, my favorite band was always Deep Purple, and I was lucky enough to tour with them. And lucky enough to tour them first when Ian Gillan did one tour, and then he was gone, and then very lucky to be in tour with them for quite a while when David and Glenn were in, David Coverdale and Glenn Hughes were in the band, who became, especially Glenn became a very, very great friend of mine. They were my heroes. They were my idols. Musically, I don't think anybody's ever done it better than Purple. I think Steve is a great guitar player, but he's not Ritchie. And I don't think you can never compare guitar players. It's like comparing a banana to a pineapple. You just can't compare them, especially when they're both that good. But because I'm such a fan of Purple from the old days, and because I played with Ritchie for such a long period of time, of course Ritchie's going to be my hero, and I am always going to say, and I think truthfully, that Purple will never be the same as it was with Ritchie. Ritchie gave so much to that band in his musical ability, in the riffs that he wrote, and I don't hear those things in Purple these days, but they're still a wonderful, great band, and they still always will play great. But for me, it'll always be the Ritchie Purple band will always be the best for me.
Say, please, the names of your band, the names of the musicians in your band now that you are coming here in Sofia.
You want me to tell you who they are?
Yes.
Sure. Our guitar player is Tracy G. Tracy and I have been together for 5 years now. He played in a band called World War III before this, which was with our old drummer, Vinny Appice. Vinny is not with us now. Simon Wright is our drummer. Simon played with me on one album before this, an album called Lock Up the Wolves. And, of course, Simon played with AC/DC, with UFO, and with a few others. Our bass player is Larry Dennison. Larry played with Lita Ford, with Tony McAlpine, and a few others. And Larry's been with us for about 3 years now. Our keyboard player is Scott Warren, and Scott's been with us for pretty close to 5 years as well. And he played, unfortunately, with Warrant for a while. And he played with Berlin, the band Berlin, for a while as well. But he's been with us for a while, and those are the band.
Do you intend to release a new album?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, we do. We intend to release an album sometime next year. We won't start until after the first of the year, because this tour will finish for us in the middle of November, and then we'll, of course, take a little bit of time away from each other. because when you're together all the time, you need to
Yes.
say goodbye for a while. And so Tracy and I will start writing probably in January, and probably release an album 6 months after that. So I would say in early summertime, we'll have another album. Yeah.